Well, Daddy messed up. I messed up with my kids the other day. I shared one of my last videos that we had a pet put down last week, and I handled that in a way that I handled putting a pet down 25 years ago. But 25 years ago, when I had that pet put down, it was just me and my wife. And she had a dog that she'd had for years, and it got really sick. And I told her, I said, pet's suffering, you got to put it down. And she said, look, I want you to do it, but I don't want you to tell me when. Well, last week, the pet that I had put down was a pet that my kids grew up with. And they wouldn't pay him a whole lot of attention anymore. They didn't like feeding him feed that he was having to feed because he had to have special feed because his teeth was falling out, and he was having a hard time, and he was having a hard time getting around, and they knew the time was coming. We talked about it a little bit, but it's something I did. I did the same thing I did 25 years ago. I just took him to the vet, and I had him put to sleep. And they came home at night, and they said, where's Fritz? And I said, I had to have him put down today. Well, the reaction I got was, ooh, hard pill to swallow for this daddy right here. So, you know, sticking your head in the mud and just thinking things will be okay sometimes is not the best way to handle things. You would think at 55 years old that I would have used a little bit more wisdom in this, I guess. But my mom called me because the kids had confided in her and said the kids are having a really hard time with this. So I sat them down this weekend and I said, look, Daddy don't always do things the right way. And I need to apologize to y'all. We need to talk about something here. I said, I'm sorry I did not give y'all the opportunity to have more closure with the dog. Allowing you giving him time to tell him goodbye or whatever. I handled putting him down the same way I did when me and your mom was alone, putting the dog down, and I realized that that was not the best way to do that. And we talked some things out. We cried a little bit. Whatever. But I'm saying all that to say this to parents out there, whether you're a dad, mother, single mom, a couple that's raising kids together. Your kids need to see your failures, and they need to hear you apologize for them failures. You need to keep those doors of communication open with them to let them realize that, hey, Mom and Daddy's not perfect, and it's okay for them to share that with me. Because what I did with my kids the other day, I gave them an opportunity to say what they needed to say to me. I told them, I said, if you're hurt at me for handling that situation the way I did, I want you to express that to me. I can handle it. I'm a grown man, and there's no hurt feelings. I want you to be honest with me. And if I want you to handle this grief with the loss of this pet that you grew up with in the way that you need to. If you need to make a slideshow, or if we need to have a little memorial service, whatever we need to do. Because the way I grew up, you know, I held a lot of things in all my life, and I think a lot of men these days do that still to this day. And human beings, we just hold things in. We try to handle things on our own. We watch these people on the internet that seem like that they have everything together. YouTubers that's out there, their life seems like, you know, they've got everything together. But we don't. We're fallen human beings. And when you're the head of the household and you're the father and you're doing what you should do in that, if you're trying to be the spiritual leader and be the leader of your family, that's a lot of responsibility that's placed on our shoulders, and we don't get it right every time. Even when we're trying to do the things that we think is in the best interest of our family and our kids, we don't get it right. We miss the mark. And when we miss that mark, it's okay to admit, hey, we missed it. We didn't get it right. We can't get mad about it. We don't even need to make excuses for it. We need to own it and embrace it and move on. And continue to keep those doors of communication with our family open. because I think there's so many families and so many people that's been in people's lives throughout the year, their parents or whatever is dead and gone, or they don't talk to each other no more because they didn't keep those doors of communication open between themselves, and they had hurt feelings. They didn't know what people that was involved in their life, they didn't know what they was hurting each other about. And it can be just as something as simple as not not allowing your kids to say goodbye to a pet before you have it put to sleep the way that they should have, instead of just thinking, hey, it would be better if they just come home and he's gone and let's move on. No, that wasn't the best thing for my family this time. It wasn't just me and my wife anymore like it was 25 years ago when I had that pet put down that we had at that time. More involved, more emotions involved. So, parent, it's okay if you mess up. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. Do what you need to do with it. You can't fix everything that you mess up, but you can definitely head in a direction where there's healing and forgiveness, and bring some understanding to some things. Bring some understanding about yourself. I'll mark this up as a chalk of wisdom for me this past week. And I just wanted to share that with you. And by the way, I haven't introduced myself. My name's Jeff. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And if you are a subscriber here and you're back, thanks for coming back. And that's all I got for today. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And have a great day.